Hello MotoGP fans, welcome back to ZNGP Today. In an intimate conversation ahead of the intense Austin Grand Prix, Marc Marquez opened up about his unique relationship with his younger brother, Alex Marquez. Speaking candidly about the mental and competitive dynamics that have defined their journey, Marc revealed that knowing him so well comes at a price. Alex, who has witnessed his most vulnerable moments, now holds the least respect for him. At the 2025 Americas MotoGP in Austin, Ducati's team manager Davide Tardozzi celebrated Francesco Bagnaia's resurgence. After finishing runner-up to Marc Marquez in the Saturday sprint and then seizing victory in the Grand Prix after Marquez's crash, Bagnaia's performance reaffirmed his return to top form. Tardozzi was quick to point out that you can tell a lot by just looking into a rider's eyes, and Bagnaia's spark signaled his renewed speed. Chaotic grid drama turned into a stroke of luck for Jack Miller, who turned a confusing start into Yamaha's best result of the season. Amid grid miscommunications and last-minute tire changes, Miller's quick thinking and daring pace earned him an impressive fifth-place finish. In a major boost to his comeback hopes, Jorge Martin has successfully passed a crucial medical check at Barcelona's Dexius clinic. The Aprilia rider, who has faced a turbulent recovery following multiple hand fractures, now looks set to return in Qatar next week. The positive results have not only reassured his team but also raised expectations for his debut on the Noali bike in an official race. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. With both brothers training together and sharing countless hours on the track, Marc explained that Alex's intimate knowledge of his strengths and weaknesses creates a double-edged sword. While it has driven Alex to become a consistent podium finisher and even race leader in recent rounds, it also means that Alex has seen Marc in his most challenging times, moments that diminish the aura of invincibility that often surrounds champions. Of all the riders on the grid, he knows me best, and that also makes him the one who has the least respect for me. He saw me suffer at home, when I was in bad shape. Quote from Marquez. Marc dismisses the notion that Alex suffers from a mental block. Recalling races in Thailand and Argentina, he pointed out that if Alex were hindered by psychological barriers, he wouldn't have been able to lead with such consistency, even with Marc right on his heels. This observation not only underscores Alex's remarkable focus but also highlights the immense pressure of constantly living up to a familial legacy. If Alex had a block, he wouldn't have been able to lead the race in Thailand or Argentina, with a rider like me behind him, without making a single mistake. Marc further acknowledged that the rigorous standards Alex sets for himself come from a place of knowing every detail of his elder brother's craft. This deep understanding, however, means that Alex has little room for error when it comes to respecting his brother's performance, as he's witnessed firsthand every struggle and setback. Despite this, Marc remains proud of the work ethic that has propelled Alex to the forefront of the championship standings. My brother is a born worker. He is in a good dynamic, and I repeat, he will beat me more than one race, more than two and more than three. He's not the Moto2 and Moto3 world champion by chance. Reflecting on their recent performances, Marc recalled that he had an intuition about Alex's potential as early as the end of last season. With races in Australia, Thailand, Malaysia, and Mont Mello already hinting at Alex's growing pace, Marc is confident that it's only a matter of time before the younger brother consistently crosses the finish line ahead of him. The evolving rivalry is set to add another exciting chapter to the championship battle. In the last races, like Australia, Thailand, Malaysia, and even in Mont Mello, he was already faster than me. I had the intuition that this could happen. Marc Marquez's revelations offer a rare glimpse into the brotherly dynamic that fuels one of MotoGP's most compelling rivalries. As both racers continue to push the boundaries of their performance, the championship is poised for an electrifying future. With Alex's rising pace and Marc's unyielding spirit, the battle on the track is set to intensify. proving that even the closest bonds can ignite the fiercest competition. Despite a modest sixth-place qualifying, Bagnaia's performance in the sprint race hinted at a strong race ahead. With the race turning in his favor after Marc Marquez's misfortune on lap 9, Bagnaia capitalized on the opportunity to take control. Tardozzi noted that the win was his first since last year's Barcelona finale, marking a significant step forward after a season that began with setbacks. "We understood he was going to do very well today after the sprint result. I think that we can read Pecco's eyes, and when the sparkle is there, we know he's fast." Quote from Tardozzi. Tardozzi made it clear that no major technical changes had been made to Bagnaia's bike for COTA. Instead, the step forward was largely due to setup refinements and Bagnaia's improved confidence on the track. This renewed feeling comes after the Italian had struggled with braking and corner entry earlier in the season. "The bike is the same. It's the way it's set up now and the confidence in the rider that has made all the difference." While Bagnaia's victory ignited celebrations at Ducati, there were also mixed emotions within the team. Marc Marquez, whose crash ended his run from the lead, was left apologetic and disappointed. Tardozzi summed up the atmosphere, describing it as a blend of regret and jubilation. "It's mixed, crying on one side, smiling on the other. I just talked with Marc. He is very sorry towards the team. He made a mistake, but it can happen. On the other side, we are very, very happy for Pecco, who found his speed again." With the championship battle intensifying in Qatar on the horizon, a circuit where Bagnaia has previously excelled, Tardozzi is optimistic. The team now targets a 1-2 finish in Qatar, and Bagnaia's renewed form sets the stage for a head-to-head challenge with both Marc and Alex Marquez. Bagnaia's COTA success means that from the next race he must fight with Alex, and I clap my hands for Alex because he's leading the championship, and fight with Marc for the victory, just as he can. With Bagnaia now third in the World Championship, just 12 points behind Alex Marquez and 11 behind Marc, the momentum is building at Ducati. Tardozzi's confidence in reading the spark in Bagnaia's eyes offers a promising outlook as the team gears up for Qatar. As the season progresses, all eyes will be on Bagnaia to see if this renewed spirit translates into consistent podium finishes and championship contention. Sunday's session recalled memories of the 2018 Argentine GP when grid confusion left Miller as the lone man on pole. This time, however, the chaos worked in his favor. A flurry of riders sprinted off the grid moments before the warm-up lap, triggering a delayed start for safety reasons. Amid the confusion, the rules, designed for weather-related tire changes, left several riders scrambling. Miller, already busy helping Fabio Quartararo restart his fallen Yamaha on the sighting lap, seized the opportunity when Marc Marquez bolted from the grid. Originally planning to enter the pit lane during the warm-up lap, Miller later revealed he forgot that running off the grid was allowed. "I didn't know we were allowed to run off the grid. I forgot about that. I was coming in on the warm-up lap," he explained. But when he saw Marc Marquez sprinting back to the pits, Miller acted fast. "But once I saw Marc go, I set a land speed record running back to the box." Quote from Miller. Upon reaching the Pramac garage, he discovered that his spare Yamaha was also fitted with wet tires, a miscommunication that forced the team to quickly red flag the start, allowing them to swap to the correct tire setup. Once the grid chaos subsided, Miller capitalized on the restart with determination. Adapting to the tricky conditions, he nursed a soft tire home throughout the race. His effort paid off, as he delivered Yamaha's best result of the season by finishing in 5th place, a significant step forward for the team. "I was really trying to nurse that soft tire home, just to make sure I had enough for the end. And we got there. The bike was working well. I'm happy. Feels good to be back in the top 5 and to come away in tricky conditions like that with a solid race and no real mistakes. I enjoyed it." Team director Gino Borsoi was effusive in his praise for Miller's performance, noting that a top 5 finish at this stage of their new partnership with Yamaha is almost a victory in itself. Borsa highlighted the significant reduction in gap to the leaders compared to last season, a sign that Yamaha is making strides in performance improvement. For Prima Pramac Yamaha, securing a top 5 finish now is almost like a victory. Jack's gap to the leaders was just 11 seconds, compared to 22 seconds last year. This shows we're heading in the right direction. Quote from Borsa. Miller's consistent pace and quick decision-making not only bolstered team morale but also provided invaluable data for the engineers as they fine-tuned the YZRM1. From a chaotic grid start to a strategic pit lane sprint, Jack Miller's performance at COTA showcased his ability to turn adversity into opportunity. With Yamaha's best result of the season now on the board, the team looks ahead with renewed optimism. As the championship unfolds, Miller's daring ride and the lessons learned today could well pave the way for further breakthroughs on the track. Following his surgery on February 25 for fractures to his left hand, Jorge Martin underwent a detailed medical examination on Tuesday morning by Dr. Xavier Mir and his surgical team. The clinical and radiological assessments of his scaphoid, radius, and pyramidal fractures indicate a good evolution in his recovery. The doctors have cleared Martin to increase his training intensity, especially in cardio and cycling, which paves the way for his anticipated travel to Doha for the Qatar GP. The examination shows a significant improvement, allowing us to begin a new phase of functional recovery and preparation for Qatar. Quote from Dr. Mir. With the approval to boost his training levels, Martin now faces one final hurdle before his comeback. Upon arriving in Doha, he will undergo another check at the Lusail circuit by Angel Chart, the MotoGP medical director, who holds the final decision on his fitness for FP1. Meanwhile, Martin has shared a glimpse of his progress by posting a photo of himself training on his bike in Andorra, a sign that his commitment to recovery remains unwavering. "I'm training hard in Andorra and feeling stronger every day. Looking forward to the next challenge in Doha." Quote from Martin, social media update. Martin's recovery has been hard-fought. After sustaining a fracture to his right hand during preseason testing in Sepang, resulting in his first surgery on February 7, he later managed to receive clearance for the Thailand GP. However, a serious fall on a kart track in Lida on February 24, which led to 3 fractures in his left hand, set him back significantly. Despite these setbacks, the latest medical check has provided a concrete sign that his recovery is on track. Signed on a 2-season contract with Aprilia last June, Martin has yet to make his official race debut on the Noali bike. Last Friday in Austin, he hinted at a return in Qatar, though his outlook then was tentative. Now, with his latest medical clearance, the possibility of his participation appears much more concrete. The next round in Qatar will not only test his recovery further but also mark his long-awaited debut in competitive action. "I'm determined to make my comeback in Qatar. If all goes well, I'll be ready to push the limits on track again," Martin concluded. With his recovery on a positive trajectory and the support of his team behind him, Jorge Martin's return to MotoGP in Qatar looks increasingly likely. As he prepares for one final medical check at Lusail, all eyes will be on whether the 2024 world champion can channel his renewed strength into an impressive comeback, signaling a new chapter in his career with Aprilia. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. See you next time.